Have you ever walked out of a recruiter's office feeling like you just landed the opportunity of a lifetime, only to realize weeks later that almost everything they told you was carefully crafted to get you to say yes? You are not alone, and today we are pulling back the curtain on the 10 most common lies recruiters tell job seekers every single day. Some of these are so slick, you might not even recognize them as manipulation until it is too late. So stay with me, because by the end of this video, you will know exactly what to listen for, what questions to ask, and how to protect yourself during the hiring process. Before we get into it, let me be clear about something. Not every recruiter is a bad actor. Some are genuinely trying to help you find the right fit. But the recruiting industry runs on placements, and placements mean commission, and commission creates pressure, and pressure creates incentives to stretch the truth. Understanding this dynamic is not cynicism, it is career self-defense. Lie number 1. We have multiple candidates, but you are our top choice. This one is a classic opening move. You get a call, the recruiter sounds excited, and they drop this line to make you feel special and selected. The psychology here is simple. When you believe you are already the frontrunner, you become more emotionally invested. You stop comparing other options. You move faster. You negotiate less. The truth is, you may not be their top choice at all. You may be one of 20 candidates they are pitching to multiple companies simultaneously. Their goal is to generate interest and get you moving quickly. The fix is simple. Do not let flattery speed up your decision-making process. Stay measured, compare your options, and never assume exclusivity. Lie number 2. The salary is flexible for the right candidate. This sounds like the door is wide open. What it often means is the budget is capped, and they are hoping you will anchor your own number low before they reveal the ceiling. This is one of the most financially damaging lies, because if you name your number first, and it is lower than what they were willing to pay, you just left money on the table. Always research compensation ranges independently before any conversation. Use platforms that aggregate real salary data, and when asked about your number, respond with a question about the budgeted range for the role. Put the information exchange on them first. Lie number 3. This role has tons of room for growth. Growth is the word recruiters love because it costs nothing to say, and it means almost nothing without specifics. What does growth actually look like at this company? Is there a documented career path? How many internal promotions happened in the last 2 years on this specific team? How long does the average person stay in this role before advancing? These are questions that expose the truth behind the buzzword. Companies with genuine growth opportunities can answer those questions clearly. If the recruiter gets vague or pivots to talking about company culture, that is your signal to dig deeper or be skeptical. Lie number 4. The interview process is very straightforward and quick. This manages your expectations in the early stages to keep you excited and committed. Then reality hits. What started as a 2-step process becomes 6 rounds. A panel interview, a case study presentation, a take-home assignment, and a final call with the CEO. Each new step erodes your time and deepens your emotional investment, making it harder to walk away. Ask up front for the complete hiring process in writing. How many stages? Who will you meet? What will each stage involve? And what is the expected timeline from first interview to offer? Any serious recruiter working in good faith should be able to give you that clarity. Lie number 5. The team culture is amazing. Culture is one of the most manipulated selling points in recruiting because it is almost impossible to verify from the outside before you accept the offer. Amazing culture could mean something genuinely positive, or it could mean a group of people who drink together on Fridays and call that psychological safety. To actually stress test culture claims, go beyond what the recruiter tells you. Talk to current employees on LinkedIn. Read reviews on multiple platforms, not just the ones the company links to on their own website. During interviews, ask the team members themselves what they find most frustrating about working there. Authentic answers to that question reveal more than any scripted culture pitch. Lie number 6. This position is about to be filled, so you need to decide quickly. Artificial urgency is a sales tactic borrowed directly from marketing playbooks. Create scarcity, compress the decision window, and people make emotional choices they would not make with more time. The reality is that a genuinely strong offer should not require you to abandon due diligence. Companies that are serious about a specific candidate will typically allow a reasonable amount of time for a decision. If a recruiter is pressuring you to commit within 24 hours without sufficient information, that pressure itself is a red flag worth investigating. Professional candidates ask for what they need, and real opportunities can withstand that request. Lie number 7. The company is very stable right now. This is a particularly dangerous one because people make life-altering decisions based on perceived stability. They relocate families, they leave secure positions, they turn down other offers, and then 3 months after joining, they find out there were layoffs being discussed before they ever started. Ask pointed questions about financial health. Is the company profitable? What does the revenue trend look like over the past 2 years? Have there been layoffs or restructuring in the past 18 months? If it is a private company you cannot verify publicly, ask about the funding runway and headcount trajectory. If the recruiter deflects or gets evasive on these questions, treat that silence as information. Lie number 8. Your background is perfect for this role. When everything about you is described as perfect, something is usually off. Either the role has been sitting open for a very long time and they are getting desperate, or the requirements are genuinely unclear, or they are simply telling you what you want to hear to keep you in the pipeline. Perfect fit claims also set a psychological trap. If you believe you are ideally suited, you negotiate softer because you feel lucky. Push back against flattery with specificity. Ask them to tell you exactly which aspects of your background align with the core requirements and which areas might be gaps they want you to address. That conversation reveals how honest they are being with you. Lie number 9. Remote work is definitely an option long-term. This became one of the most common lies told during and after the pandemic hiring boom. Candidates prioritized flexibility, and recruiters knew it. So the answer became yes, even when leadership was quietly planning a return-to-office policy. Verbal assurances about remote work mean nothing if they are not in the written offer. Before you sign anything, get the remote or hybrid arrangement documented explicitly. What days, if any, are required in office? Who can change that arrangement and under what circumstances? And is this a guaranteed condition of your employment, or simply a current perk that can be revoked? If they are unwilling to put it in writing, that tells you everything. Lie number 10. We are fully invested in your success here. This one usually comes near the end of the process when the offer is on the table and they want you to feel valued and supported. It is emotional reassurance designed to close the deal. The problem is that once you are inside the organization, that recruiter has typically moved on to their next placement. They have no authority over your manager, your team, your career path, or whether anyone shows up to actually sponsor your development. The investment in your success lives or dies with the actual people you will work with, not the person who sold you the role. Before accepting, do everything you can to understand who your direct manager is, what their track record looks like with the people they have led, and whether the people already on the team feel genuinely supported. Here is the bigger picture behind all 10 of these lies. The hiring process is not a neutral information exchange. It is a negotiation where one side has significantly more information than the other, and that imbalance gets exploited constantly. The way you protect yourself is not by becoming cynical or combative. It is by treating every claim as a hypothesis that requires verification rather than a fact that deserves acceptance. Ask specific questions. Write things down and confirm them in email. Talk to people inside the organization who are not part of the hiring process. Take the time you need to actually evaluate an opportunity rather than letting manufactured excitement or artificial deadlines make your decisions for you. The best opportunities you will ever find are ones that can withstand scrutiny. They will welcome your questions because confident organizations have nothing to hide. They will give you clear answers because they want a good match as much as you do. And they will respect the fact that you are making a decision that affects your entire life, not just theirs. You now have a clearer picture of how these conversations can be manipulated, and more importantly, you have the tools to see through it. If this gave you something useful, share it with someone who is in the middle of a job search right now, because they need to hear this before they sign anything. Drop in the comments which of these 10 you have personally experienced, because I guarantee almost every single person watching has a story. And if you want more content on navigating the professional world without getting played, subscribe, because there is a lot more coming.